Hey guys, this is Nate Budzinski with Nate Zinski Drums, and today I want to show you some orchestration ideas for inverted paradiddle patterns. If you follow the channel for a while, then you'll remember my previous video talking about paradiddle orchestrations. Today I'll be using the same method but with inverted patterns to create interesting, modern-sounding fill and solo ideas using an approachable, step-by-step process in order to achieve the idea. These kinds of patterns show up all the time in modern linear drumming, so I'm excited to get into this subject. So let's go ahead and get started. So the pattern we're going to be working with today is 2 inverted paradiddle diddles and 1 inverted paradiddle. Now, I want to take a minute to address the inverted paradiddle diddle because it actually overlaps with a couple of other ideas. And the main idea that it overlaps with is the modern 6-stroke roll. These two things actually have the exact same sticking, which is right, left, left, right, right, left, or left, right, right, left, left, right. Now, the reason that there could be a little bit of confusion associated with the 6-stroke roll is because the historic occurrence of that is, from the PAS 40 standard rudiments, is actually pulsed as 16th notes with diddles in the middle. So the sticking is still right, left, left, right, right, left, but it's simply pulsed differently. But in modern playing, it shows up as a sextuplet, and for the sake of this video, I'm just going to call it an inverted paradiddle diddle because that flows into the idea of the inverted paradiddle. Now, that being said, the placement of the accents now shifts to be an upbeat primary beat relationship. What I mean by that is on the inverted paradiddle diddle, you're going to have an accent on the first note and on the 6th note, meaning that 6th note with the accent is actually going to be like an upbeat leading to the accent on the top of the next pattern. So I'm going to refer to these as the upbeat accent and the primary accent. For the inverted paradiddle diddle, it's the 1st and the 6th. For the inverted paradiddles, it's the 1st note and the 4th note. But the relationship is still the same with the upbeat accent and the primary accent. So here's how that would sound just on the snare drum by itself. So now that we know what the pattern sounds like, let's start talking about how to move it onto the drum set. The first rule that I put onto myself in making this video is that anytime I had a right-handed accent, I would play something that is on my right side, or I could play it on the snare drum, which is right in front of me. And then if I had a left-hand accent, I would play something that's on my left side, or that is equally accessible with my left hand, like the snare drum. In doing this, we start opening up the ability to move to the right and left sides on the drum set, and that opens up some more possibilities for what you can play and what kind of sounds you can explore. So for the first step, we're just going to move accents onto tom-toms. So this is a low bandwidth way to start exploring the orchestration, is simply to pick one thing to move each of your hands to. The first step for this one is moving the primary accent over to the tom-toms, whether it's the floor tom or the rack tom, and then we'll start adding the upbeat accent as well. So here's how that would sound just moved around on the toms. Once you get the hang of that, the next step is to start mixing up where your accents are placed, whether they're on the tom or the snare. The first step you can take is by moving your primary accent over to a tom and playing your upbeat accent on the snare. And then you can do the reverse, where you play the primary accent on the snare and the upbeat accent on the tom. One of the variations I really enjoy that I'll show you is where you only move your right hand over for the right-handed accents onto the tom, and same thing for your left hand, where you only move your left hand up for the accents on the tom. So that way you change up and flip it every other time which accents are where. So it's a pretty cool sound, and it can be a little bit disorienting at first, but don't worry, it just takes a little bit of getting used to. So let's see what those sound like. So once you're comfortable with that, the next layer you can start adding in is cymbal hits with a kick. Whether that's a crash cymbal, whether it's a china cymbal, the hi-hat, a splash, whatever you want to use in your color palette of cymbals. This adds a third layer, a third sound group to the mix, and gives you way more combinations that you can play with. Whether you're playing the primary accent on the cymbal with an upbeat accent on the snare, you could put the upbeat accents on a tom, you could put the upbeat accent on the cymbal and play the primary accent on the snare. You can do any combination that you want. So here's a demonstration of a few of those combinations for you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video gave you a solid springboard to start exploring these inverted sticking patterns. They are extremely popular in modern music, especially in something like prog metal, so it's definitely worth looking into. I also appreciate you looking into these ideas with me. This channel would not be a success without you, so I thank you. If you're looking for additional weekly guidance on drumming and music, then sign up for the Monday Minute, and in this I offer firsthand wisdom on practicing and learning drums. Additionally, if you're an adult intermediate drummer who wants to learn new concepts, make meaningful progress even around a busy schedule, or you simply just want to level up your playing, I'll be leading a small cohort of drummers through a process to become a four-limb drummer in a course called Aligned Rhythm. Whether you're getting back into drumming after a while or simply just looking for some direction, this course will give you efficient, focused practice methods and show you how to elevate your sound to sound like a pro. If this sounds like you, then click the link below next to Aligned Rhythm for more information. Thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you the next time.